Hello and welcome to morning-ish time on Saturday, March the 8th. I don't know how much effort I'm going to put into this, but when Mom was down this last weekend, she did bring me these two shelves. As you can see, they're still just sitting here with some stuff already on top of them, because that was stuff that was sitting in the front room that I moved out of the way so Mom could have a seat. Well, I mean, it was kind of sitting here on the floor, and that's where Mom usually sits, but that's where Minxie is at the moment, because it's also her seat. But some of this stuff was sitting on the floor here, and sometimes Mom likes to move over here instead of over there, so since sometimes she sits there, I picked that stuff up off the floor and put it in here on these shelves here. So, there again, I don't know how much I'm going to get into this. I have a little, because I finished watching my drag queens for the week, and I thought to myself about those shelves, because I don't think they're very good shelves for like displaying stuff, but as far as like storing stuff, because it's like, if I'm not going to clean up this mess, I guess I should contain it as much as possible. So I thought, I was like, well, if I get some shelves, if I get those shelves from Mom and put them up in here in the guest room or something, or somewhere, I mean, I guess the guest room would be the best place. I could start stacking stuff. Instead of having everything just kind of piled together on the floor, I guess I can put some of it on the shelves and then pile more stuff in front of it, I guess. I don't know. I feel like the guest room is more the out-of-the-way place to do it. And like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to get into this today, how much I'm going to do, but I kind of wanted to... This is where I intend to put the shelf, is behind all of this stuff. Well, I'm going to have to... That's part of my problem, is I have to move this stuff out of the way to even... And as you can see, I've moved some of it, because I did have room up underneath the bed. I don't think you can see that very well up underneath there, but I've put a few things up underneath the bed and killed one spider already. One spider, just one. I'm sure there's more probably in there somewhere, but yeah, that's currently what I am, what I'm battling, is the fact that I have to move all of this stuff out of the way to even get the shelf back there, because originally when I moved stuff in, of course a lot of this stuff is, I don't know, just weirdly placed, but like when my friends were bringing boxes in, I just kind of expected like boxes to get stacked on top of boxes, and then everything just kind of got set everywhere. So it didn't exactly get, because I was like, stack it to the ceiling, kind of like I have in my bedroom over here. That's kind of what I've done with those, is I have stacked those pretty much as tall as they're going to get over there in that corner. So that's kind of the energy I was going for in stacking things on top of things, boxes on top of boxes. So that's what I was thinking. If I got to pull all this stuff out. I don't actually know how much stuff is piled there. It might be one of those things where it's not as bad as I think it is once I actually get started. But yeah, you're going to pull all this stuff out and set the shelves up there, and start stacking some of the stuff on the shelves so that it's up instead of just piled here on the floor. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are still going to be piles of shit on the floor. Everywhere, but if maybe it's a little bit more contained or better stacked together, maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe it's like a controlled mess. I guess maybe that's my my goal. If I have a goal, is maybe like a controlled mess. Like I said, I don't know how much of this I'm going to do today, but a little something. I've shoved a few boxes up underneath the bed since I had extra room up underneath there. So, progress. Minxie has become very interested in what I'm doing in here. I heard a tiny little meep out in the hallway. She hadn't even came in yet. I thought she was next to me. Were you? You were? Yeah. Okay. But she's become very interested in the work that I'm doing in here, so as cats love to do, she's helping. Yep, that's what you're doing. Supervising. That's helping in some ways. And taking care of itches. Also important. Well, in this bag, I don't know if you can see the sparkly shirt down there, and these pants, and there's a wig under there somewhere. And you can see it right there. So in this bag is an outfit for a skit I never did. And of course, I'm coming up with more problems in that this right here, I remember I put that back there too. That is a giant painting that after my grandfather died, I always remember that hanging up in his house. So Mom asked me if there was anything that I wanted, and I'm like, that giant painting. And I kind of remember I set this back there and then started setting stuff in front of it, so actually hopefully it's still in good shape. But to set the shelves here the way that I want to set the shelves here, probably going to have to move that somewhere else. And I don't know where. And I did find the Oregon Trail game that I bought a long time ago. And it still works. Ta-da! I was thinking about vacuuming up the floor while I had some of this stuff out of the way, but kind of just buried my vacuum. And, you know, Minx is still supervising, so I wouldn't want to throw her off her game. I'm going to say now, as I plug in the camera, maybe, I should probably be taking an allergy pill, because I'm kicking up a lot of dust, and probably going to pay for that later. I want you all to know that Minx is doing her job inspecting the hole I just made, So here's the painting that I was talking about being behind the door, now that I can get to it. It is titled Misty Morn by Robert Russell. I do not know where my grandparents picked this up. I don't know if it was a grandpa thing, a grandma thing. I don't know who decided this painting should be in their, in their dining room. But, I mean, Grandpa left it up, so, after my grandma passed, so, I mean, I guess he must have liked it, or, she liked it enough that he kept it around. But, I mean, I kind of liked it because it's like this coastal seaside, but it's like, I felt like the more you looked at it, like, the more things, like, there's that building there, I'm not sure I've ever seen that, but I felt like the more you looked into the mist, like, the more things you could, like, see in it, Whether that was true or not, I don't know, but I always, would sit there and try to, see if I could see anything new. Like I said, I don't remember that tower before. Oh, and there's another tower beside it. There's some kind of building maybe back there. So, yeah, see, I mean, of course, it's been a long time since I've looked at this painting, since it's been behind the door. But, yeah, it's kind of, something I would do. So that's why I wanted this painting after Grandpa passed. And they were happy to get rid of it, because it's so fucking big. And, yeah. Apparently I also took a Veronica Mars advertisement, as well as a Power Ranger Samurai thing from the toy section. After we were going to get rid of those. Those I did not know were back there. For some reason I thought I looked at the back of this painting before to see if there was any information on it, and the only thing is the sticker that tells you how big it is, so if you know 24 by 48, and it's a McGee product, so that could be important. I feel like I've taken the title and tried to find this artist and this work before, but no luck. But I did find these little jingly things, these very rusted out paper clips, one on each side. So apparently that's how they had it hanging on the wall. So very, very safe. Yeah. I just tried to do a quick goog for you know, this work. And it brought up Misty Morn Fishing Boat in Sayersville, New Jersey. Which, I mean, okay. Scottish? Nope. Nope, that's just a picture, apparently. Oh, shut up. Okay, accept all. Whatever, man. Nope. A Misty Morning in the Pasture. That's not it. But it is for sale. If you should want to go see it. Misty Morning in the Pasture. Misty Morning in the Pasture. Oil painting. No, that's in the pasture. Nope, that's not it. What about if I go to images? Can I find it in images? Is that my camera making that noise? No, I cannot. So, no luck finding it. There is this little RE. I have found, I think that was the first one I clicked on, wasn't it? Robert Russell? But I don't know. Those don't look like S's, those look like slashes. So thank you for supervising this again, Minx. That's my allergies probably kicking in. Not that they haven't been doing that all week, but yeah, so there's this little signature kind of thing down here at the bottom. But I don't know if that is, if that would help me find anything at all. Well, this is a Robert Russell artist. I just don't think it's him. Unless he painted this one, he was very young. I have tried also searching for McGee product, the little sticker that was on the back. And I've had no luck on that either. So, and I did notice, I don't know if it'll still say it at the bottom because I already clicked on it. Oh, results may not be what you're looking for. I've been clicking that and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and finding nothing. So, I guess it's time to stop distracting myself and get back to work. I have just realized another issue, not issue really necessarily, because I was thinking about stacking these on top of each other or whatever and making a super tall shelf instead of just having two, shelves of 3, whatever. But I realized I don't have any extra poles. So I have no way to connect that shelf to that shelf to make it taller. So I'm going to have to do this as 2 shelves. That's a little disappointing. I don't believe my supervisor approves. Well, excuse me. I ran into a few other issues. I didn't want this to go all the way up against the bed. Because then if somebody's, sleeping here and they're moving around, I'm worried the bed's going to hit the shelf and knock everything over. But ended up having to do that because at first I did have my old computer sitting here. But on the other side of this, you can't see it. Hold on. Found the supervisor in here on a brick, I guess. Down here is the doorstop for the not basement, closet door. And as you can see, that just barely fits in there. So yeah, I had to put the shelves all the way up against the bed, even though I didn't want to. But there is a lot of untapped potential over here in this corner. So, because like I said, the only thing sitting in here was that painting and the Veronica Mars thing and the Power Ranger thing. So if I can get this to where I can close the door and use that, because I was going to try to do it without getting the shelves behind the door either, but it is what it is. Well, I think the shelves are about as full as I'm going to be able to shove them. But, and I did stack some stuff up on top. I'm just kind of hoping because this bag here is kind of a leaner, so I'm hoping it doesn't like shift and like everything fall over, whatever. But yeah, I was actually able to pick up a few bags from around the room in here, and actually from the big pile in the other room. I was able to get a couple of things in here from in there, so fixing a couple problems at once. But now I just gotta shove stuff back in front of it. As Minxie, you know, checks out the stuff that's still sitting around. Is it quality? Does it pass the OSHA test or whatever? The Meowsha test, maybe? I think it does. That may be the first time that door, that closet door has been shut. Ever, since I moved in. And as you can see, Minxie is finally off of her break and making sure everything is approved. So far, so good. Is that corner secure? Are we good to go? Well, not go, as do anything, because, you know, I have to wait for her to get done with her inspection. And maybe curl up and take a nap over there. But first, the sniffing. Just to make sure. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when I try to open this door again, other than these boxes are kind of in the way. But yeah, it all stayed secure. So we're just gonna shut it and forget it, and hopefully didn't break anything there. I was gonna say that corner spot is a little bit bigger than I thought, but I forgot about the goddamn doorstop. A few little things left behind on the wall, but we can clean that off. In case you were worried about any outlets that I have, as you can see, they all have the covers on them, so nothing is up against the covers, the electrical outlets. So they are all taken care of. Supervisor approves. Look at all that approval. Okay, well, I'm not sure these angles are going to be exactly the same, because I don't remember exactly how I filmed it before. But I'll put up a screenshot of what it looked like before. So this is what it looked like before. And now this is what it looks like after. So I don't know if I saved myself any space. It's kind of up against, it doesn't stick out any further than the bed. I mean, I don't know if I can see any, like, you know, here on the floor. I probably shouldn't have shown you that yet. Did I show you that at all? I don't know. Fuck it. But yeah, I stacked some stuff on top of some stuff. I filled up that corner a little bit here and there, you know, with some of these other boxes. And then I stacked some bags and on top of each other. So I don't know if it's I don't know how much more of a contained mess it is, but it is contained a little bit more, maybe. And I can still open the door if I want to get in here, but I won't. I mean, I can't open it all the way. I did measure just to make sure that I wasn't going to hit my grandfather's painting when I opened the door. And then, as you just saw, I now have this entire space here empty. I don't know if I showed you that before, but obviously you can see the marks on the floor from, well, it's buried now, I think. Oh yeah, there. I don't know if you can see the dirty clothes basket. Kind of was able to shove that in there. And I think that box right underneath there was sitting over here, the Sleepysaurus that my grandparents gave me. That was sitting over here. And I thought about, and this box is actually from the other room in there. I wasn't sure exactly what I want to do with this space. Now that I have it open, I might get some more shelves, maybe, to put in here. Do something, but now it's a little I figured I'd just leave it open for now, you know, until I decide exactly what I want to do with that space. But bring one more box from the other room, because I thought about, you know, with that corner, you know, taking all those boxes from my bedroom that I showed you earlier, maybe stacking them up over here in this corner, and just kind of hiding the mess as much as possible in the guest room. But there's still plenty of mess in here, don't get me wrong. I've got all this stuff, and I thought about putting my Funko Pops, stacking them up over here, because that's one of the things Mom said. Now she has more of an entryway when she comes in. Maybe not necessarily from that way, but I mean, I guess maybe I could have worked on those boxes there and got them somewhere as well. So at least, you know, she'd have all of that open space when she gets in. But, you know, now she can come this way. It's a little bit more, you know, there's not that stuff sitting there in her way. So it's a little bit better, maybe. Okay, well, I did end up doing Mom a little bit of a favor. And I moved a couple of boxes over here by this guy. And then these that were holding my bottles, my Jolt bottles and whatnot, I just kind of stack them on the pile over here so that it's a little bit, yeah, but there again you can see where the boxes were sitting. So there's a little bit of a somewhat more grand entrance for her to come into when she spends the night. And if I ever get shelves or whatever, might eventually be even better. But yeah, this, I don't actually know if this is better. Oop, shit, and there's Mom's ladder. Because the bed is so tall, as you might see, it's up off the ground quite a bit. She actually has a little step ladder that she uses to get into bed when she needs to. And I don't know why she just brought Kleenex. This is me I killed from when I killed the spider. She didn't leave a snotty rag here. But it's like, I told her to just bring the box of Kleenexes in here. That's the whole reason I have a table here, is for, but whatever. But yes, I don't know if this is better, but maybe the mess is a bit more contained, at the very least. Final approval? She seems to be unbothered, so good job, I guess. One thing I did do, and I appreciate my neighbor's dog stopping barking when I mentioned it. Thanks. But one thing I did do, because I almost forgot, I had the posters still laying on the bed. So I laid the two Power Ranger ones over, just kind of over the mess. Kind of over the mess, as it were before. But then I had my shiny Spider-Man poster that I bought because he was shiny. And I've been wanting to hang him up in a place that's bright, that gets a lot of light, to where his shininess would show up better. That is, really, to be honest, nowhere in this fucking apartment. So, I just decided to, for now, I might as well just go ahead and put him here. So, as you can see, he's shiny, and all these little, like, foil, very 90s, very shiny, Spider-Man. So, I just kind of decided to hang him here, just for one last little, since it's like, he wasn't going to fit over, you know, he wasn't going to fit over the mess anymore, so I thought, why not just go ahead and hang him up somewhere to where, I mean, at least when I turn on the light, he'll be shiny. Sitting here putting this video together, and I realized I forgot to mention that the poster was dusty, which is something you would have needed to know for this next clip to make sense. This was the shirt that I used to dust him off. Okay, maybe that's not going to work. But yes, that's my accomplishment. For me, it is an accomplishment because, I mean, you can see how much shit is sitting around here. And it's like, I decided that was enough for today because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, while I'm going through this stuff, or while I'm, like, organizing as much as I do, I'm like, maybe I should go through it and decide, like, if I want to get rid of something, if I want to donate something, you know, I did at one point have like 3 bags worth of stuff that I ended up donating to a charity garage sale here in town once. They were raising money for the animal shelter when the city closed it down. Because it's like, I mean, because that's what people want to say, you're a hoarder. And I say, I correct them, and I say, I'm not a hoarder, I'm just lazy. Because I have plans, like some of the stuff I want to get rid of, but it's like, I have some Funko Pops in the closet over there that I want to get rid of because they came in like little mystery boxes, and they're stuff that I don't, you know, they're not franchises that I know anything of or whatever. But I'm lazy because it's like there's a flea market here in town, and I've thought about getting a booth at the flea market, though apparently there's a waiting list for that. And it's like, but then it's like you got to take stuff down there, and it's like you got to price stuff, and it's like, I don't know, that seems like a lot of work. And then you got to sell it, you know, for it to be worth anything, because your best bet is to put shit on eBay. Then it's like you got to like take pictures and write a description, and then if you actually sell it, you have to like box it up, and then you have to go to the mail, you know, you have to go to the post office, and you actually have to ship it, and it's like, oh my god, it's just a lot. So laziness, that's my problem. But if I can just bag stuff up, and you know, if there's a charity garage sale or something, it's like, here, you deal with this, I don't want to, you know. But I decided today, the job alone of organizing it and getting it, you know, some of the stuff on the shelves and the rest of it piled back up on top of itself, I decided that was enough for today, instead of going through and deciding what to get rid of and what not to. So that's for some other day, or never, however that turns out to be. More than likely never. But at least it's maybe better. I don't know. At least it's a small step in the right direction, I suppose. But you know, I suppose it is. I want spring to be here, so I guess it's time for some spring cleaning. Not that I ever do that on a regular basis. Don't let me lie to you. But other than that, that's done for now. I think I might get me some food, maybe. And sit down and relax for the rest of the weekend and not do anything. So, I think my forewoman, would approve of that, since she's already beat me to it. We done here.